Okay, guys. As I said that I will post a review video. I have said that in my Telegram channel. So if you're not there, do join there. And yeah, so here it is. Here is the review video we are having on the EURUSD, where I have clearly stated before this happened that I was hoping price to come in this fair value gap in this 4 hour. This is the 4 hour fair value gap we are having here, and this was the single candle. Inside that candle we have this consolidation of this many candles, and then this is the CRT. Like, yeah, this is the taking out the liquidity, basically CRT or whatever you call it. That's your wish, but yeah. So now I will tell you that why exactly I took this trade and what exactly made me realize like this is the trade, this is the stop loss you should take. Because I will tell you, I will show you that this zone price has also tapped in this zone even before I gave you this trade. This was the candle when price tapped, and this was 7:30, and then price do some bullshitting right here, and then at 11:30 when it tapped here, then the reversal happened. Okay, so what made me took this trade here and not here? So that is also very important, because if you have taken this trade here, you got stopped out and then price went in your favor, okay, in your direction. And also I will discuss why I gave you this trade here on Friday. I told you that this is a trade, there is a bullish bias, and I am looking for some DOL somewhere around this. So why I didn't I was not even interested in taking up this trade, and didn't take one trade here, and why price behaved the way it did here? Okay, or does it make price bearish? That's also some people have this question. So let's find out all these answers, and let's review the trade first, and then we will go there, okay, one by one. So as you know, if you have watched my daily outlook video, I have explained that why this level will react. So I will not go there. If you have not watched that video, I will link that video in the description and you can watch it from there. So as I said, I will brief it a bit. Okay. So this is the candle. This is the CRT candle. And then after that, this much consolidation happened. Then we had a bullish fair value gap right here. So this is the CRT model, and then it tapped here and then went there. So if you remember, I have told you in the daily outlook video that I am not interested in price till London, and also I'm not interested in price in AM session, early AM session. Okay, and as you can see that price, the reversal happened in the late AM session. Okay, so what made me think that? And also sorry, like, what is this thing which was stopping me? That was one of the reasons. And also you had news at 8:30. Okay, so news is very important. The news timing is very important, because see, either of the two cases happens during the news. Either price manipulates, or the manipulation already happened, and then the expansion move happens after the news delivery. So you have to identify which one is happening and when which one is happening. Okay, and as per that you have to take a trade. So as I have said that I was not interested in the early AM session, and because of that reason I was not interested in this level. So because as you can see that this level, when price went up, it didn't went really good, and then this happened, right? And then you can see that price went, and somehow it made a fair value gap right here. Okay, because typical ICT, if you go typical ICT, what will happen? People will say, okay, this is the fair value gap, this is the CRT, and this is the, like, this is the 15-minute 15-minute chart. So this is like MSS, like market structure shift, and then we have a fair value gap right around there. Or people will say, well, this is the breaker, and this two candles is the breaker, so let's go long from here, and then you got stopped out, and then the move happened. So now we will discuss that what not to do and why you can avoid this type of stop out. Okay, and why I took this trade. Okay, so let's go. So when this happened, as we had too many newses, like we had news at 8:30, we had news at 10:30, and we had news at 10. Okay, so this much news, and then this can't be called a manipulation, because if you look at it, okay, if you look at it, see, when this happened, okay, when this happened, this candle, like, this is the candle, right? And this is the level, this has nothing to do with it. Okay, this is the 4 hour level. What? So what I'm trying to say is that if you see that this range, right, let me zoom in. So this was the thing, and then we had this fair value gap on hourly time frame. Okay, so once price taps a fair value gap on hourly time frame, this candle happens, and then this candle happens. What is this candle? And then what do you get here? What do you get here? Right here, what do you get? What do you get right here? That is a bearish order block. Okay, so it has respected this bearish fair value gap, and then after that it has did a bearish order block. It has created a bearish order block. So because of that, when price was tapping this, no, because it was, see, when this candle formed, no, this candle, this 7 o'clock candle formed 1 hourly. At that time I was like, okay, this is the two candles and this took out the liquidity. So this is the, this is the fair value gap. Price is respecting this fair value gap. So because of that, because see, if the tap in didn't happen, then the story would have been different. But just because the tap in the fair value gap happened, because of that I was a bit of like, okay, I will wait, because I will not take this trade based even when I was bullish, and here price was taking out the liquidity, right? Because if you think that this is the liquidity and then this is the single candle and then the taking out liquidity happening, this is the single reason that yes, this is showing a bearish reaction from a bearish PD array. I would not have taken the trade, right? So that is the reason. Okay, now you know why I didn't take the trade in the early AM session. Okay, and now then what happened? See, once this formed, this fair value gap, then 8 o'clock candle formed, and you can see that it is a pretty bearish move is happening. But after that, the moment this candle closes above this candle, okay, the moment this candle closes above this candle, this is a bit of bullishness, right? This is a bit of bullishness. So, you know, now this is a bit of bullishness, and now you have this new range. You have this new range, this range, okay? This is the candle and this is the candle. So you have this new range. Now you can say that this is again tapping this fair value gap, but once the tap happened in some inefficiencies, like because fair value gap is an inefficiency. Price does only two things. It just takes out the lows or highs and takes out the inefficiencies. Okay, so it has already tapped this inefficiency, that is not valid one now, and then price did this, okay, and didn't close below this low. So now I am really interested. Okay, and if you go to the 15-minute chart, you will see that this chart, when this was happening, okay, when this was happening and then this up move was happening, you will see that once this fair value gap, because this is the first fair value gap we had, this gets invalidated, then the next we also had a fair value gap, but that is not really significant right now based on this context. So then we have this candle, and once it closes above this one, because the moment this happened, the moment this fair value gap was violated, the moment this fair value gap got invalidated, right at that moment I was like, now it's time to going bullish. And once this got invalidated, I was like, now we can take a trade. Okay, so because of that, those reasons, I was really much interested in taking this trade, and I put the entry somewhere around here and simply gave it to a trade, and which is a good, very good trade, right? So that's what about this trade was about. Now I will also explain why I also gave here a trade, right? I will explain the complete reason of this price movement and where I gave three calls, right? I gave one call here, that was a proper trade. Then I gave one call here, that I gave with a purpose, like you can scalp there or not. And when I gave here somewhere here Friday, I said that I am not really interested in taking a trade. I already had a good week, and because of that I said that I will just observe the price action, and I will say why it was low probability and why I was not interested taking this trade. Okay, so let's go. So as you have said, as you have as you have saw that this is the reason behind this trade. Okay, so once this leg is completed, then we will discuss that why we take a similar kind of bullish trade right here, right here. Okay, I gave this trade right here. So let's see. It was Thursday. It was Thursday, right? Thursday New York AM session. Let's see. Let's see what is there. Okay. So as you can see that price was price tapped this, and this high was a hourly high. So that was a good liquidity pool and price reacted a bit. Okay. Now when price was reacting, I had my eyes on this gap. Why I had my eyes on this gap? Because there was only two gaps present on this leg of the price action. Okay. This was here and this was here. And as you can see that this London tapping happened and they kind of invalidated this gap. So that was the reason whenever this AM situation happened, I was really interested into this gap. Okay. So once I'm interested in this inverse fair value gap, okay, because this was a fair value gap and then it got invalidated and then it became a inverse fair value gap. Okay, you can say that, well, this is the candle which has rebalanced this in inverse gap. But why I was interested, because even after that fact, the fact doesn't change that here when prices react, and time is very important. Like time, like what quarter of the day, which session you are trading, when is the news, because that news factor is very much important. People don't realize that how much important news is that, because I said that news delivery happens because of only two reasons. Price will manipulate Either price will get manipulated during the news session, or price already manipulated and stopped out most of the traders, and when the news delivery will happen, price will simply expand. So you have to exactly identify that at what type of market profile currently going on and what is the possible outcome of that profile. Okay, and as per that you have to make your bias. So you have here this inverse fair value gap, and now I will go in a 15-minute chart. Okay, as you can see that this 15-minute chart, we have this type of this type of turtle soup happening, right? This is the turtle soup, right? This is the taking out all the orders here, right here. Now when this turtle soup was happening, even after that, I would not have been that much interested if this candle was not there. Because see, this candle, as you can see, that this is the, let's put it in a different color. Something visible. Okay, black is visible, good oil. Okay, so when this candle was a breaker block. Okay, this candle was a breaker block. Inside that breaker is getting aligned with a fair value gap. After doing this liquidity sweep, I will later upload a video discussing about what is liquidity and how to catch good moves using those liquidity points. Okay, I'll upload a video. I will do that very soon. But yeah, so this is the point. Like, this is a breaker and this is a fair value gap, and that becomes a very important price zone from where price can react. So see, whenever this happened, I didn't say this was the stop loss or something like that. If any of you have interpreted that way, I would say that don't. If I am not putting something like this, okay, if I'm not putting something like this is the stop loss, or this is the stop loss, this is the target, something like this. Don't consider anything, any low or any high as a stop loss. Because if I was that much sure that this high or this low will not get manipulated, then I would have taken a trade in exactly that time frame. Not, I'm like, why should I will wait for a scalp when I can have a trade on a 15-minute, right? Because scalp is very risky. Believe it or not, it's very risky. So that is the reason. Okay, so I saw one of you guys telling me that I have interpreted this as a stop loss. Don't. If I'm not putting this thing, okay, if I'm not putting this RR thing on my chart, don't expect that I have any low or any high is my stop loss. Don't expect that. Okay. So anyway, so this was the breaker. This was the fair value gap. So that reason becomes very important for me. And then I posted something like this, right? Something like this I have posted. But as you can see, that price went a bit lower and then again pushed higher. Then again it got souped here. Okay, again it got souped here, and I will say you that why this BPR, something like BPR formed here. But no, this is not a BPR anyway. But again, the thing is that I said that this is a double PDR because you have got this breaker and you have got this fair value gap here, so price will go up. Now here also, see this, you have this order block. Okay, you have this order block. and how exactly pinpointedly it is to see. And then uh, you have this fair value gap. So once price, this is a good zone, so price is going up, and then price came back here, made a low, came back here, swooped here, and then when this double, this is a fair value gap, and then they have this order block, again swooped here, kind of, okay, it can be called as a swooping, again swooped here, and then price literally went where I said it would go, like this. If you replay, you will, if you are on my Telegram channel, or if you're following me on my trading view, you will know that I exactly posted this level and why I posted this level. I'll talk about the targets. Okay, see, because I know that you guys are interested in that low, that low which is on the 4 hour, and then because of that you are expecting price directly take out this high, but the liquidity was not convincing, because see, whenever this 4 hour move was happening, there was no formation of the fair value gap or anything. That is very concerning, because whenever any move is happening, even on the hourly chart, you will not see a very significant formation of any gaps and like that. Okay, and that is the reason I gave my first target here, and also the reason was this is giving me 2 hours, so that was enough for me. And then you can see that there is a lot of highs, this highs and this highs. Okay, but still this high has not reached. Okay, price has not reached this high. So am I bearish on this one? No. But if I have taken a trade right here, I would exit here. If not the complete position, then I would book some kind of purchase, because this is a very important liquidity pool. Okay, so that being said, now I will go with why I took. I said that let's wait and see something happens in there. I guess I have probably given this level, and then I said that price will go upwards. Okay, why it didn't happen? First of all, you have to understand one thing. This, okay, let me clear the chart a bit, because it has become a bit messy. Okay, let's do something. So okay, now see, whenever we have this kind of gaps, right, people will say that you are saying about the range. So this is the range we are having, and then we can directly go and long here, right? No, you can't. And the reason is, first of all, when this range got formed, this range got formed, then we have this kind of fair value gaps. Okay, this kind of fair value gaps. So when you have this kind of fair value gaps, then so when we have this kind of gaps, and see, when the down move also happening, that formed again another gap. Now that makes the whole thing messy. Okay, and that is the exact reason I was not really interested. Because if that this type of move was happening and then no gap was being formed, that was okay. But see what will happen if you form gaps. See, you know about BPR, right? So once two types of fair value gap. So that is not getting formed here. But when price is invalidating this gap, price is forming an inverse gap, which will again in turn push the price downwards, and that will have a good velocity. And again, see this what happened here. Just close to the liquidity, we have another gap. Okay, and because of these gaps, I don't know whether these gaps would have formed or not, but even if without with only having this, like if you have the chart like this, okay, if you have chart like this, I don't know whether that gap will get formed or not, but still what I know is that these gaps are already there. So and once these gaps are formed, that becomes a very low probability. But again, low probability doesn't mean price will not react, but the chance of that particular reaction without hitting the stop loss, that matters for us, because even if a directionally correct, doesn't matter if you are not making money out of it. Okay, because if you stop loss get hit, you are done for the day. Okay, so that is the reason I was not really interested in taking this trade, this particular trade, because price was forming too many gaps, and then again, if it had to come here, it had to invalidate it. Okay, and that was the exact reason why I was not really interested in taking that particular trade. Okay, so now that was it. And then I said that, this is the low. And then I had another reasons I will say. See, price, uh, even now I would say price is bullish. Okay, I will show you the reasons, but I will say price is bullish. See, this is the high. Okay, this is the high. This is the range high, 4 hour range high, and this is the range low. So if this range high is getting taken out, then by default this range low, there is a possibility that this point will price will touch this point. Okay, but see, even during that, even during that, price is not forming any significant PD arrays on a 4 hour chart, or even if see a 1 hour, that even very messy. So without touching this, and I have told you guys that this is again we are inside a single day candle, the 2nd July candle. We are still not outside of that candle. Okay, so we are still inside a consolidation zone. Even if we have good trades, we had good trades because we know the exact labels where we have to take the trade, not because the market is clear. Just imagine if we can make a good, if you can catch a good move even in this consolidation maze, what can you do when price keeps on moving like this? Okay, so let's see. And like that is the reason I'm still not bearish as of now. I'm not bearish. I need to watch how market opens on Monday, and then we'll make new bias and form new trades. So um, because this is still the DOL I have currently. If like if if Friday would continue and we would have a price action, then this should have been still my DOL, because I don't have any significant reason why I should be bearish right now. If open happens in something different way, and then I think because I'll post our daily outlook video once the open happens, and I will post that video on Monday morning, so you will get it. So that is the reason of all the trades I have given you. I explained the reason why I gave you on the Wednesday one, then Thursday one, and then what happened on the Friday. So I hope you have found this insightful and have a good trading week ahead. Thank you guys.